take you to Claire to use that?
So like 3 hours to get riding, but I still couldn't like get on it without like a wall or something. Like once I was standing on it, I could at that point like move and keep moving. But if I had to stop, I had to hop off. It was about a week before I could get on it consistently without a wall, and then it was about a month before I could like what you just saw me do, where I just have 1 foot on it, 1 foot on the ground. That was like another couple weeks, because before, once I got to the point where I could get on it and get off of it and ride, it was like when I get to a stoplight, I just kind of like hop off and hold it and then hop back on. Now it like took a couple weeks to get to where I could like balance it with 1 foot like that, because and I still can't do it with my left foot. I can only do it with my right foot.
Are you right-handed?
Yeah. And now it's been almost 3 years of riding.
Really?
Yeah.
So is it now just second nature?
It's my legs. Yeah. It redefines the term extension to your body. I'm not even kidding. Like, having come from martial arts background, like I get the whole extension to your body thing with like weapon work.
Yes.
This is a whole nother step further past that. Like it's like you forget you have legs when you're riding. Like it's like because if you think about how walking and running is, it's like you think I want to go over there, and then you tell the lower half of your body to go over there, and you're over there.
Yeah.
It's the same exact like series of steps. The only difference is that like you get there a lot faster. But it's the hardest part for me was like getting my brain to 2 things. 1, trust the wheel is going to do what it's supposed to do and go when I lean forward, and then just let the wheel be what your legs normally do. And then combining that with don't pick up your foot when you're leaning forward, because like if you're walking, you lean forward a little bit and then you pick up a foot. If you do that when you don't know how to ride one-footed, you're going to crash immediately, right?
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to lean forward that little bit like you're walking, but then like let both of your feet go this way, as opposed to like picking up the foot to fall on it. You essentially like, you don't pick up your feet, but you kind of like do the same kind of like motion, but with both feet at the same time.
Do you downhill ski? Snow ski?
I went skiing like a couple times when I was a little kid, but I haven't been skiing since. So
because in my head, when I watch people, it seems like it's similar to how you have to move with your weight and not pick up your feet when you're downhill skiing.
From the people that I know who do this and ski, they do say it's very similar. They're like, it's not the same, but it's similar. Like if you know how to do that, you'll pick that one up. It's a good analogy. The people I know who like, it's easier than a regular unicycle because you're not having to pedal and you're not having to balance on the forward as much. Because you're not having to like do all of this.
Yeah.
You're mostly just doing left, right, and then like especially once you pick up speed, then it's like a bicycle where like it wants to stay upright anyway. So you're not like constantly having to like do the front back tipping as much. They make them literally like the smallest one you can get's about this big. It's like 20 pounds and it fits in a backpack. And then they make them about this big and a little bit bigger than this one. Cut like 2 inches bigger.
What do you think is easier?
They're all a little different. It's kind of like there's certain aspects on small ones that are easier, but then there's certain aspects on big ones that are easier. It's more of a use case than anything else. Like if you're just mostly taking the train or a taxi somewhere, and then you want to just like pull out a small one, put it on the ground, and go that last couple blocks.
Yeah.
You don't want something 75 pounds.
Yeah.
If you're using it for like what I do delivery, and so I'm in this road all the time, constantly riding. You want a bigger wheel just because you want to be able to eat bumps and like go fast and stay with flow of traffic and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
So it really just depends on what you want. There's all sorts of sizes, but they're all generally this kind of shape.
I'm just fascinated by them. I am probably too old.
No, you're not.
And decrepit to start.
You're not. Well, decrepit, I don't know on that one, but you're definitely not too old. I know guys in their 60s and 70s who ride these.
Really?
Yeah. several, like a lot.
Well, I've had so many face plants. I'm kind of a klutz. Have you had any?
I've had my fair share.
Okay.
I got a new scar before I wore a helmet. Yeah. It's a motorcycle crash when you crash. I mean, it doesn't really matter what you were riding. You're now riding pavement at 20 plus miles an hour, and it hurts real bad.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. It's like, honestly, like, it's not. For me, it wasn't that hard to pick up. I know people who took longer for. I know people who it picked it up even faster than I did. So it's like, seems to just be, I don't really know. It just takes some time for your brain to let it click. Once it clicks, then you're like, okay. Then it's just your muscles catching up. Because I will say, after those first 3 hours, the next day, my calves were sorer than they've ever been in my life. They were so sore, and but then my brain was like, I want to go ride. I was like, no, I need to recover. My calves hurt so bad. Let me just play video games and not move for the day. And then, like, after like an hour, my brain was like, don't care. I want to go ride. I'm like, okay, we're gonna ride a little bit, I guess. And I rode like with a lot of stops in between because my calves are killing me. But like, it's so fun. It's the next level of fun.
It's like so much fun. I'm guessing you use your knees a lot. Or no?
Yes, but
To
I have
grip?
like sort of. That's always the one that's hard for me to explain. So I broke this knee back when I was like 13. So it does get nice, get that it's raining soreness that everybody with bad knees gets.
Yes.
This doesn't really ever bother my knees. Didn't when I started. Yeah, never did when I started. Never, still doesn't. It does if I like do something like wrong, like if I like go off like a curb or something and I land wrong.
Yeah.
But like, or like if like I'm working on one-footed riding right now, and sometimes that like inward pressure of like only having all your weight counterbalancing on one knee, that hurts my knee a little bit. But when I'm just having both feet on it, nah, because most what you're doing is just forward bending. Whenever you turn, if you're moving slowly, if you're moving real slow, like
I went in there and I told her, she looks at me and she goes, that doesn't happen. I said, what do you mean it doesn't happen?
like
It
you're
happens.
shifting your weight.
I don't believe you. So
see, my
she
knees
said that
are
it
pretty
was
forward. You don't like it kind of just rests against your calf. And then when you're, because like where it's really hitting is like right here on my calf.
Okay.
My knee isn't ever really touching here. If it was the knee pad would be like whacking up against this like crazy.
Okay.
And then when you're trying to turn like going really fast, like 15, 20, it's more of a like. It's more of a like sit back this way, and then you're putting the back of your knee against it, and then turning the wheel this way.
That is
So
like
it's
skiing.
never really hitting the side of your knee that much. It does do a lot of like muscle work around like the top of your knees. Like you'll, like seated riding will take care of this muscle a lot, and then standing riding will take care of this muscle a lot. And the calves, because you're doing a lot of pushing downward, which means you're basically doing calf raises all day. But the knee joint itself doesn't seem to take that much damage, at least for me personally.
Well, good to know, because I need knee replacement. I've had surgery. I crashed and burned.
I do know some of the older guys that I've ridden with, where you can get knee pads that have built-in braces. And they prefer to wear those because it's just comfier for like long rides.
Yeah, that
because
makes
they're not
sense.
when their knees start to hurt, would start to hurt. They're not because it's pushing. It's like turning it into your leg muscle. So there's lots of ways around it. It's a surprisingly versatile little thing, and it's a lot of fun.
That is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing
My pleasure.
it. Because I've been, I always looking on the internet and I watch people and I've read about them and thought, oh no, you couldn't do that. But
You're not too old. If you want This is my channel. I do video content as well.
Oh, thank you.
And it's also a sticker. But yeah, if you're looking to buy, there's I recommend alienrides.com and ewheels.com. Those are like the two main US dealers that are really reputable. There's a couple other ones too which are like fine, but like personally I just prefer those two out of the companies. They're really good with like answering questions and emails and oh hey, this part broke, warranty stuff. Yeah, because you will break it eventually, especially when you're learning while you're dropping it 17 times. And there's not, that's like the one, like with the while it's under warranty, which is like a year or two depending on the dealer, you can always just ship it back and they'll fix it for you. But you also have right to repair, so if you want to get your hands dirty, you can have them ship you a part and do it yourself, or have like somebody in the community who already knows how to do it. Yeah, there's a lot of people around here who ride, so you'd easily find somebody be like, hey, can you do this? And they'd be like, yeah, sure.
Okay.
But yeah, they're pretty simple as far as like fixing stuff, but they're also like the first time you do any new repair is a nightmare because you don't know what to do. You don't know what you're taking apart. The second time you have to fix that part, it's fine, it's easy, you know what you're doing. The first time, always a nightmare.
It's just like anything else.
Yeah, really, honestly.
If you've never done it, of course.
It's intimidating as hell. Yeah, exactly. This one's got I put about 13,000 miles in this wheel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do the tires puncture easily? Is there an inner tube?
There is a tube. Some wheels are tubeless, some wheels are not. Most of them are still use tubes. It's kind of there's always every year there's a couple like we're still in like early iPhone stage where like every year it's like way better than last year, so like things are changing a lot. But honestly, it's not too much of an issue. I don't think I've had a flat on this one. My previous wheel, which was smaller and had a skinnier tire, it was more like a kid's mountain bike type tire instead of more of like a moped tire.
Yes.
That one I got flats quite often. That was annoying. But like these with the bigger wheels with the like that tire is like a Michelin tire from like Revzilla.
It's got tread like a car.
Right. Yeah. It's like it doesn't really. It's technically a tubeless tire, but then we still put the tube in it because the rim isn't necessarily designed for the tubelessness.
Oh, okay.
But like I haven't really had any issues with it. It's one of those things kind of like hit or miss. Like maybe you get unlucky, but it doesn't. I wouldn't say they like puncture more than like a bicycle might puncture or something.
Okay.
Or something.
That's good too.
But I just got a delivery, so I gotta get going.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. I can't wait to see you riding.
Don't hold your breath.